Hola mis amigos de YouTube, Smash33 aquí con una lucha nueva de Pokémon Blanco y Negro y es en Estambul OU con TheLastTaquito. Hey guys, Smash33 here, and how you liking my Spanish? 4 years of Spanish? Hopefully I didn't make a mistake. I hope you guys, I know Juan, D-Craw, and maybe a couple others that speak Spanish out there maybe nitpick my Spanish, but 4 years of Spanish will do that to you, and I figure it's TheLastTaquito. We built the Me Booster bug, and so we might as well bring it. So I figured give you guys a little treat, talk a little Spanish. I know it's probably not that great, and I have a slight accent opposed to my regular voice. Anyway, let's stop talking about my Spanish voice and let's get into the team preview, shall we? Looking at his team, it seems pretty manageable. I mean, I can shut down Yanmega with Heatran pretty much, as long as he's not running my Yanmega set, which is the Tinto Lens with HP Ground. But other than that, his team seems like really manageable for the most part. I mean, Sock can be an issue if he's Scarfed because he can outspeed my entire team, because I don't actually run a Scarfer, which seems kind of odd, but it seems to work with my main team nonetheless. So anyway, hope to see how it all works out. And without further ado, let's get into the battle, shall we? So he's going to lead off with, "It's fine, I got the Randarouzu." And I'm going to leave with the Omega just to see what he'd lead off with. I can U-turn or I can just hard switch depending on the situation. And because I know Landorus is a little naturally faster, I'm going to switch out into Vaporeon to take the expected physical hit, but turns out he goes for Hidden Power Ice. And since he's Life Orb, that tells me immediately that he's pure special, which is really cool because that will come into play later on. But right now, I'm just going to see what I can do. And I'm going to go for the Skull on the incoming Exeggutor, as I'm going to get the burn. But he has Lumberry with the Harvest, which means statusing this thing is relatively impossible. So I'm going to protect, see what he wants to do. If he wants to go for the Grass move, I can switch. If he wants to go for the Status move, I can switch, which the latter ends up happening as he goes for Sleep Powder. And I'm going to go into Celebi just to take the Sleep Powder. And because obviously Celebi has Natural Cure, I can freely switch into whatever I want. In this case, I'm going to go into my Gliscor here as he brings in Me Booster. And what he doesn't know is I pull the acrobatics from out of Gliscor's tail, and unfortunately for him and me, that is one dead Me Booster bug. Now he brings in his Landorus again, and I'm pretty confident that his Landorus outspeeds, so I'm going to go into Vaporeon again, and I take the HP Ice once again. And look at that. Nothing's going to be one-shotting this Vaporeon. I don't think Vaporeon's actually ever been O-code from full. But anyway, so I'm going to bring in my Heatran here, as I believe he goes for the, he goes for Earth Power. I predicted that because of my big Heatran on a balloon. And he's going to go for the Psychic to break my sub, which is probably his most powerful move besides Earth Power. And now I'm going to switch, going to Yanmega, expecting the Earth Power, which he does go for. A pretty obvious play. He could have gone for HP Ice predicting that, but he didn't. No use over predicting yet. It's still early game. But I'm going to go for U-turn because I know the Heatran is coming and I don't want to hit this thing with a Bug Buzz just yet, because I have a feeling that it won't two-shot it. So I'm going to go into my Tyranitar now because I can take any hit that this Heatran wants to go for. And he's going to bring his Crag, as I'm going to go for a Superpower. And because Quagsire is a defensive beast, that Superpower does like not even a quarter after lefties. So he's going to switch, go into his Ketchup, as I'm going to set up the Stealth Rocks, because I figure, what's his face? Quagsire can't really do too much to a Tyranitar, so I figure I might as well set up my Rocks, because I outspeed it anyway. And I'm going to switch, go back into Vaporeon, and this is actually really good, because he switches back into Quagsire, and now I can capitalize on the fact that he's going to switch into something else. Or, no, never mind, what am I saying? I'm going to go for the Toxic, hopefully crippling this Quagsire, because Quagsire is just too mofo and bulky. So, we both exchange Toxics, we both exchange our diseases, our poisons, all that good stuff. And then now it's just a matter of time before one poke is going to die! And I'm going to go for the Scald here just to get the extra damage, because I can't burn it I'd rather have a poison than burn because, you know. I was going for Encore, I guess expecting me to go for Wish, which was a pretty good move on his part if I had gone for the Wish. But I don't, as I just go for the Scald, wanting to get rid of this Quagsire as quickly as possible because Quagsire is a big defensive threat. And once that thing's out of the way, a lot of my physical sweepers can do their job, one of them being Gliscor. So I was going to go for the recovery on the switch to Celebi, and truthfully, I feel like Celebi is a great counter to most of his team, barring Yanmega and Heatran, because Heatran just completely walls Celebi. And I'm actually going to, I believe, go for the T-Wave here, as he does bring in his Heatran, and that, it's not going to necessarily cripple it if it's defensive, but it'll make it slower than everything, including my Vaporeon, which is pretty key because I could smack this thing with a couple Scalds, but for now, I'm going to, oh good lord, I'm yawning again. I'm going to go into my Tyranitar, and I take my Fire Blast like a sir, and it turns out he's running Life Orb just like me, so he is an offensive Heatran, which is also good information to know. And now he's going to bring in his Quagsire on the Stone Edge, and that Stone Edge is just so little. Look at that, Quagsire is just so bulky, he's too happy. Look at him, he's just smiling away, taking those hits like a champ. But anyway, I'm going to go back into Celebi now. Pretty much take whatever moves Quagsire wants to go for. He goes for Earthquake, that does 50 damage. I believe that was 50 damage. And I got back up to 4 after lefties, and all that good stuff. Or at least close to 4. I was like 364, something like that. No, yeah, that did 40 damage. What the heck am I saying? But now I'm going to go into Gliscor here because I'm pretty sure the Encore is coming. Either that or just something out of the sort. And I'm just going to go for the Earthquake here. It doesn't kill the Quagsire, and he manages to land the Toxic, which isn't a huge deal in the long run, but because it's not a Poison Heal Gliscor, oh man, imagine if that he would have been butthurt if that was the Poison Heal Gliscor with Acrobatics. That wouldn't make much sense, would it? Would it now? But now in comes Landorus, and I'm going to switch into my Tyranitar to take any move this thing wants to throw at me. And he goes for Earth Power. Nice prediction on his part, because that's going to take a big chunk out of my Tyranitar. So, judging by that, that's a sheer force abuse, Landorus. And I figured I just thought off my T-Tar to get the free switch into anything, because I don't want Vaporeon taking an Earth Power, especially since this thing is sheer force Life Orb, so that's going to be doing a lot because of that stacked damage. And he figures he can't one-shot it from that range, so you're gonna bring in, what's his face? Excuse me for yelling again. Bringing Exeggutor to take the Scald, and does that very, very nicely. So now I'm going to switch out and go into my Celebi again because obviously Powder is obvious. And pretty much from here, it's just basically like playing around with this Exeggutor, hoping either A, Celebi to get in the game and fire off a bunch of HP fires, or just send in my Gliscor. And because my Gliscor is poisoned, I actually could have gone into Gliscor turn sooner, but it wouldn't have mattered in the long run, because he's just going to bring out his Heatran here, and I'm going to go for the Acrobatics, and that is, oh good lord, I'm yawning. That is not going to take out the Heatran, obviously, and now he's going to bring in his Landorus on the oncoming Earthquake. Good move on his part, because now I have to, actually I have to sack my Gliscor. I was going to say switch, but I actually end up sacking my Gliscor, because I figure I can most likely just bring something in and revenge kill it very easily, and I'm going to bring in my Mermaid Man, and I'm pretty confident Vaporeon to take a hit, because, what's his face? Vaporeon is too flipping bulky, but he gets a crit, and I gotta check see if that mattered or not. Anyway, he's gonna go for Rock Polish on my Yanmega, not really sure why. I guess he thought I outsped, and I was gonna go for Protect or something, but I ended up being slower, so that kind of cost him. And now it's basically Yanmega running train all over his team. So I'm going to go for Bug Buzz on the Heatran. It's going to be a KO from that range. I bet I could have taken at least half away from the Heatran because of Tinted Lens. So now he's going to bring in a Suck, and surprisingly, it's not Scarfed. It looks like maybe it's Banded. I mean, we'll never find out because that's a Spec Tinted Lens Bug Buzz. That's going to OHKO any Suck any day. But now he's going to bring in his, I was about to say Heatran, his Executor, and that is the game, TheLastTaquito. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.